today's video is just a foundation, highlight, contour, a little bit of eye makeup. Let's get right into it. So I've already applied foundation and some highlighter. For foundation, I use this Bye Bye Redness by It Cosmetics. It's not actually technically a foundation, it's a redness neutralizer, but it works better than a foundation. This is a product I just picked up. It's really great. It has great coverage. It does wonders for your skin. Even when you take it off, your skin is still soft and great. For highlighter, I used this Tarte Shapewear Concealer in Light. This is another really great one. I just picked this one up yesterday. I practiced this a little bit, wore it all day, and another really great one. I wanted to do that foundation and highlight really quick before I started to save a little time. Those are pretty simple. I put highlighter everywhere I want to accentuate features, and then I'll go through and I'll show you my contour, everything that you want to either correct with the contour or create a shadow with. So I'm going to use this LA Pro Conceal in Beautiful Bronze, and I always start with my cheeks. I'll kind of create that hollow in my cheekbone, right underneath where I would have a cheekbone if I were born. I put a pretty good amount, almost to the outer corners of my mouth. I don't go all the way just because when I'm blending it, I can kind of pull the product over there if I want it over there. Next, I'll contour my nose, and I do this in two parts. First, I go down with 2 lines to slim the nose, and then I put 1 line or 2 lines underneath to shorten it. Nose should look something kind of crazy like that. I like to put some shadows on the sides of my chin to really elongate it. I have a pretty round face, so I'm able to make it look longer is good. Put a little bit right up in my hairline to give you kind of that bronzy glow. If you have a really, really long forehead, you can bring this product down to kind of shorten it, and it will give you that nice glow. So go all the way down, and I just do a little bit under this bottom lip. I'll kind of line it with a little bit of contour cream. Now it's time to blend that all in. I use a damp beauty blender to do so. I'll start with my cheekbone. I like to really pull this product upward into my highlight. It really helps the product blend, and that way you don't have a harsh line. Next, I will pull these shadows downward into my jawline. Some people were wondering why you want to use a damp beauty blender. The only explanation I've really found with it is this is a sponge, so if it's not damp, you will be seeing a lot of your product be wasted because the sponge will just absorb it. But when it's damp, it actually helps to move the product around rather than just That is really good. So for your forehead, you're going to want to pull this upward into your hairline. Really make sure this blends out too. You don't want a weird orange line across your hair. To blend through the nose, I will start on the sides and I'll just sort of push the product gently and pull it up into my brow so that it's really natural. You don't want to smear this all around because it's placed where it's placed for a reason. You want to correct or slim your nose. So thank goodness this product in particular blends out very easily. If it weren't very blendable, it would be a lot harder to do this. You would have to put a lot more work in. But the second part, same thing, just pat it in really gently. I like to pull it down just a little bit down my nose. Voila, contouring is done. Next thing I really like to do is set all of this highlight that I have on. Set the highlight and the contour really. To set, I'm going to use this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. It is a super, super fine powder that really, really does make any visible pores disappear. I'll use my Beauty Blender again and really bake this product on anywhere that you put highlighter. So for me, it's under the eye, on the forehead, down the chin, and down the nose. Even a little bit underneath your contour doesn't hurt. Really makes it sharp. So by letting the powder bake, you are allowing everything to really set, and it makes for a really hardy makeup that will last a lot longer than if you were to just put powder on and brush it right off. So while this bakes, I will do my eyebrows. I fill them in a little bit, nothing too crazy. I am using today the Brow Wiz, Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I like to start by brushing my eyebrows upward and in. Put some music back on. It's a little quiet. There we go. Brushing them, just make sure everybody's in place. And kind of shows you where you need to fill with a very light hand. I like to start from the inner corner very lightly and work my way out, using like flicking motion to kind of mimic how hair grows. Same thing for the other eye. Very lightly for the inner corner. I almost want it to be like gradient. I want it lighter for the center and then darker to go down toward the tail. Now to really make sure everything is blended and there's no harsh lines, I'll use that little brush on the end of it again and really wiggle everything upward. Make sure it's all blending. Now that my eyebrows are done, I'm going to go ahead and brush off that powder that I had put on to bake this makeup. I use a brush like this. It's a really soft, big-headed brush, and it just kind of helps to move the powder around without really taking it all the way off. So I start underneath my eyes and work it into my contour. So now to set my contour, I'm going to use a brush like this. The bristles are a little bit tighter, it holds on to a little bit more product. And I will be setting it using this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark. I like to do it in a shape like 3, starting at the temple, really working under the cheekbone, and then underneath the jaw. Same thing on the other side. To set my nose contour, I'm going to use this e.l.f. contour palette. I'll use this color right here. It's a lighter brown. You don't want to go in with anything super, darker, harsh, just because you really want it to look as realistic as possible. So I'll use a brush shaped like this. It's a slanted brush with pretty soft bristles, and I will just put a little bit of the product on, and then with the lightest hand possible, I will go in and set that line, those lines. Nose contour takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, it'll come back. One of those things I do even if I'm wearing minimal amount of makeup. right. Satisfied with that, I'm going to move on. I like to go through once I've put on all that bronzer and the contour of my nose. I like to go back in with the same big brush and make sure everything's blending, nothing's acting crazy. With this particular setting powder too, it's a really, really amazing powder. The only thing is I have pretty watery eyes, so it likes to get really caught underneath there. And then if I'm taking pictures or anything, you can really see it. So you gotta make sure that's really blended out. Now for blush, I'm using a brush like this, blush brush. This is also by, oh, this is, I don't know how to say that, mask. But I will be using, I'll actually switch it up a little bit today. I'm going to use this NARS limited edition palette. I'm going to use this orangey color right here. Sweep a little bit onto the brush and sweep it over your cheekbones. All of my brushes are way over here, so I need to keep reaching. It's probably kind of annoying. I'll put them a little bit closer. So we're going to do some eye makeup now. So I'll be using quite a few makeup brushes. I figured we would just do a pretty generic eye look today, just something that you can wear every day. Um, something just really pretty, but not too complicated. So I'm going to be using a lot of colors from this palette and just some other random colors here and there. So to start, you're going to really want to make sure you put some kind of primer on your eyelid. I'm going to use this LA Pro Conceal in light, or it's actually porcelain. And I will put this on my lid and really pat it in. You can use your finger to pat it in, you can use a brush, a beauty blender, as long as it gets worked in there. It should not matter what you use. I broke a fingernail yesterday. This one, all the way, like halfway down my nail. It's killing me, but I have to wait a little bit for it to grow before I can go get it fixed. Alright, the first color I'm going to use is the color 13 from this palette. It's right here. It's a really light color. It's like a creamy white. And I will be using a brush like this to put it on. I will put this all over the eyelid, pretty much all the way up to the eyebrow. And this just really makes sure you have a good clean surface to start off with. Helps to blend any shadows that you put on as well. With any eyeshadow lift, you're going to want to work from lightest to darkest shade to create a gradient. So like I was saying, kind of like with your eyebrows, you want to create a gradient so nothing is too harsh. And, that way everything blends together really well and you're not really seeing any drastic color change without any transition. So going in with a brush like this, I'm going to apply the next color. And I'm actually going to use a lighter brown color. This is from a no-name Ulta palette. I'm going to be using this color right here. And where you want to apply this is right into your, it's called your transition area. And that is like your crease and above. Don't worry if it's not perfect looking. It's okay. You can use other colors to help blend everything. Stuff like that. Ways to fix it. Same thing for the other eye. So I keep a towel on my lap so I can wipe the brushes off because I generally use a brush for more than one color and you want to start, as clean as you can. The next color I'm going to use is a little bit darker brown, this one from this No Name palette as well. You could even use like a bronzer from, sometimes I'll use like the bronzer from my NARS palette, in Laguna. I'll use that color. For right now I'm going to use this color. Same brush. Same area, this time I'm just going to focus more on the outer corners instead of pulling it all the way across like I just was. Same thing for the other eye. If there's too much product on your brush, you can feel free to just wipe it off like I just did on my towel. Wipe it off and then your brush is a little bit cleaner and helps to blend it a little bit more without continuously adding color. The next step that we will do is by taking a smaller brush like this, it's a little bit tighter, you have a little bit more control with a brush like this. I'm going to use this plum color from the Smoky palette. It is called Smolder. It does not look plum on the camera, but I promise you it's like a dark purple. Get some product on this. If you like to use a heavy hand, especially when scooping product onto your brush, make sure you blow it off just because it helps to reduce fallout onto your cheekbone. So with this, I'm really going to focus this mostly just the outer corner and then up into the crease a little bit. Same thing for the other eye. Now taking a clean blending brush that looks like this, I'm going to wipe it off just to make sure it's clean, make sure there's nothing on there. I'm going to go through and really blend all this together. I use round, circular motions to really move that product around. Right, once you have sufficiently blended that out, you can go in with a lighter color or a shimmer and really make your eyelid pop. I'm going to use, it is called High from the Smoky palette, and it's a really light, shimmery, almost like pink. It's got a little bit of gold in it. I'll use a brush like this again, the same one that you used to apply that very, very first white color from this palette, and you really want to coat this color on and work from the inner corner and push it into and up into that transition area. Really make sure it's blending. Same thing for the other eye. And I'll go back in with that blending brush again, wipe it off, make sure that it's, sufficiently clean, and blend in some more. Focusing really on that transition area, making sure that those darker colors blend with that light color. For your bottom lash line, I'm going to go in with this color Whiskey. It's a medium brown color, and I will use that same type brush that I used to apply that purple color up on top. I'll just wipe it off, get a little bit on the brush, and go through the bottom lash line. It's up to you how far down you want to take it. I try to keep it, I don't really want to go beyond where my lashes are. But if you really want a bold look for the day or for the night, you could really pull it down or, pull it out and make it really stand out. And then just to make my eye really pop, I like to go in with either like a shimmery white, or in this case, this one is sort of a pearlescent color. This is a Palladio shadow liner. And I like to line my bottom waterline with it. This is the color Moonstone. So it's like a really, really light pinkish white. Let's just make your eye look more awake, look a little bit bigger. I'm not going to apply any eyeliner with this look just because it is my daytime look. I don't want it to be too drastic. So next I will go in with this Plush Drama Ulta brand waterproof mascara. I'll just put a couple coats of this on. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm a freak for false lashes. So I just put a couple coats of this on, and then I go right ahead and apply my falsies. If anybody has any recommendations to help your natural lashes grow, I would love any advice or recommendations on products. Please put some recommendations in my comments. Always looking for new stuff. That really goes with anything. If anyone has any recommendations on any product, whether it be foundation, eyeshadow, eyeliner, lipstick, face wash, anything beauty related, not some crazy. Put it in the comments below and I will get back to you on it. Next, I will apply my lashes. I apply them using this Duo waterproof adhesive. I'm not going to really get into how I apply these. I have a more in-depth tutorial on how to put these on in some of my other videos, so if you go ahead and click on my channel, you can sort of scroll through those and see if anything else is helpful, but just to keep this video short, I will just quickly put some glue on these and get them on. Now that the glue is on, I'm going to let the glue get tacky before I apply them, so I will actually go in and put some mascara on my bottom lash. I don't have much bottom lashes either. I really need some help on how to get these babies to grow. Now that this glue has had about 30 seconds to dry, I will go ahead and throw these bad boys on. Boom. The last and favorite step is go in with some highlighter. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Glow Kit. I use a brush that looks like this. And I'm going to be using the color Bubbly. And I just really sweep this on the cheekbone in a C shape, up around the eye. And I'll use my finger and go down my nose in an exclamation point shape. A little bit up on the forehead. And that is the finished look for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that was helpful for everybody. I know that's a little bit of a longer video, but if you could like and subscribe to my channel, I would love you forever. Keep coming back because I'm going to be posting more, especially different eye looks as I find the time to really sit down and do them. So thank you for watching. Everybody have a good day.